And for 5 years, well actually more specifically since 2015, when I got arrested on the mountain, no one, no prosecutor, no judge, no police officer, no politician, nobody has brought forward facts and evidence to show that the state of Hawaii is lawful in Hawaii. No one has come forward to show that I have done any harm or any allegation of harm. So I am here under coercion and duress, even though everyone's been very nice and professional. I appreciate that. But color of law is not the law, and the law of the land and the organic United States Constitution has been abridged officially since 1871, creation of the Federal Corporation District of Columbia.
Right.
No one has addressed that issue, which is very fundamental to us standing here today.
No one's addressed it to your satisfaction. Maybe
No one
we
has
should
addressed
say.
it, period.
Because I would submit, and then we'll just proceed with the proceeding, and you can decide, sir, if you want to stand there or here.
I'll come forward. But
Okay.
like I said, I'll drop the defendant.
You can drop the
down,
defendant.
Because I am not a defendant.
You can put your reservations on the record, and
Thank you.
I would just say.
Has that already been on the record, what we just discussed?
What I said got picked up. I don't know if what you got picked up, but you can say it again, sir, if you want to at the table.
I'm sure it's been picked up. I've been doing this enough that it's
Right.
probably been picked up.
But just so we're clear, you can make your objection.
Okay.
But
Thank
from
you.
my position, I am duly appointed officer of the court as a
Yes, ma'am.
judge by the Supreme Court and the Chief Justice. So we're proceeding based on that. But you can definitely have your opportunity to speak.
Okay.
As long as you don't take too long, since we do want to be as efficient as possible.
Indeed.
Okay?
Okay,
So,
I will reiterate my position then. Shall I begin? I'd like to clarify my status in the law.
you can clarify your understanding of your status.
I have proof and evidence of my status in the law, and if anyone has facts and evidence to, rebuttal or response to my claim, then they are actually required. And I am, once again, under coercion and duress, in want of substantive due process. Basically, as a sovereign Hawaiian national, I've declared that for the public record. No one has said, no, you're not.
I'll say no, you're here as a defendant today, sir, under the case.
You will then need to provide facts and evidence that I am under your jurisdiction, and you have not done that yet. And I'm not saying this as a personal attack, just that the law matters, and the issue of America becoming a federal corporation by its own definition, the United States Code, Article 28, Section 3002, line 15, since 1871, was treason. There is no authority in the Organic Constitution of 1789 that gives any Congress the right to create a corporation out of a people's de jure government.
Okay, so I do understand your position. I don't agree with it.
Do you have proof that what I just said is not true?
I don't need to have proof, sir.
Yes, you do.
Ms. Bailey, if you'd like to proceed, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about the 26th day of October 2017 in South Kohala County and State of Hawaii, Gene Tamashiro knowingly disobeyed or resisted the process, injunction, or other mandate of the court by failing to submit to the Hawaii County Police Department Information and Complaints Desk or the nearest police substation for identification processing, thereby committing the offense of criminal contempt of court, a petty misdemeanor, in violation of Section 710, 1077, 1G, and 3B Hawaii Revised Statutes as amended.
You're representing yourself here today. You do not have an attorney representing you, sir. You understand you have the right to have an attorney represent you.
I have the right to substantive due process, and if people are going to make claims against my claim, then they're going to have to bring facts and evidence.
But do you understand that you have the right to have an attorney represent you in court today, and that you are not, you're proceeding without an attorney?
Absolutely.
Okay, so just want to make sure that we're clear on that, and that you do understand that attorney would be able to represent you in court and to give you some defenses to the charge against you. Do you understand that, sir?
Judge Hyatt, I don't even have to talk to you people because you have not presented any evidence that you have lawful jurisdiction.
Okay, so
Did you hear me?
I did hear you, but I'd
Thank
also
you.
like to move forward, and I just want to make sure that
Well,
you're waiving your right to counsel. Is that correct? You are here today,
Well,
sir.
I'm here under coercion and duress.
Okay, but
I
are
am.
you waiving your right to counsel, to an attorney?
I don't need an attorney. I actually don't have, you don't have any lawful right to talk to me. But I am here under coercion and
Okay,
duress.
so court will find that defendant knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waived his right to
I
counsel.
know how this goes.
I know that you do. I understand that you have experience with this. So, Mr. Tamashiro, I'd also like to advise you about, and this is something that we advise everyone, that you have a constitutional right to testify in your own defense. It's your decision to do so, and no one can prevent you from testifying should you choose to do so. If you decide to testify, the prosecutor will be allowed to cross-examine you, to ask you questions. You also have a constitutional right not to testify and to remain silent. If you choose not to testify, the court cannot hold your silence against you in deciding your case. If you have not testified by the end of the trial, I'll ask you to make sure that you do not, it was your decision not to testify. Okay? Do you understand what I just said?
Once again, I'm here under coercion and duress. I require substantive due process. If I make a claim, and the claim is very simple,
Okay, so
that the state of
my
Hawaii
question is
does
just
not
whether or
have
not
lawful
you
jurisdiction in
understand what I
Hawaii.
just said about your right to
That
testify.
doesn't matter.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and, for the
Once
record,
again, you're going to
notice
speak for me?
that-
You're going to speak for me?
I am going to speak for you.
You
to
can't
say
do that.
that I have read this to you, and that you don't have any, that you understand it. So we're going to proceed, and I'm going
Well,
to
I
advise you
comprehend.
as
I
to
don't
your-
understand. I don't stand under color of law.
Okay, so I'm going to advise you now about your immigration status rights, now that we've got
I
the-
am lawful in my
the
own
constitutional
country.
right to testify, and that you
Okay.
have your waiver of counsel.
Okay.
If you're not a citizen of the United States,
I
whether or
am
not
not.
you have lawful immigration status, you have the right to receive advice from your attorney about the specific impact that this case will have, if any, on your immigration status. The entry of a guilty or no contest plea, admission of guilt or sufficient facts or conviction, deferred judgment, or deferred sentence may have the consequences of your immediate detention, deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or denial of naturalization pursuant to the laws of the United States. In some cases, detention and deportation from the United States will be required. Your lawyer, as I see you have waived that, but sis, you do have the right to talk to an attorney about this immigration status right, and have that attorney investigate and advise you about these issues prior to the commencement of trial, entry of a guilty or no contest plea, or admission of guilt or sufficient facts to any offense punishable as a crime under state law, other than those offenses designated as infractions. You're not required to disclose your immigration or citizenship status to the court. Do you understand what I just read to you, sir?
I am a lawful sovereign Hawaiian national in my own country. No one has proved that the Hawaiian kingdom ever ended.
Just
It is
if you
in
could answer my
continuity.
question, please. Do you
Well,
understand what I just read?
I feel like I'm being coerced again to make statements that will be used against me as if I am under your jurisdiction.
You
So-
are under the jurisdiction of the court. So
Do you
either
have
can
proof
say
of that?
yes or no, and we're just going to
Do you
move
have,
forward.
you just made a claim.
Miss Bailey, your first witness, please.
Ms. Bailey, do you have any proof of evidence that you have jurisdiction over Hawaii and over this sovereign Hawaiian national?
Your Honor, at this time, the state calls Charla Matsumoto to the stand.
Okay.
Okay, so you're not going to listen to me. So once again, no substantive due process for the record. I'm not saying this to be personally attacking you guys. I know you're obligated because of your contract with the corporation, but harm is being done, not just to me, but to our own families, okay?
Ms. Matsumoto, if
It
you could
went
please
in
take
one
the
ear
stand.
and out the other. Listen carefully, buddy.
You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in the matter before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Can you please state your name, spell your last name for the record?
My name is Charla Matsumoto, last name Matsumoto.
What is your occupation?
I am a district court clerk,
Who is your employer?
state of Hawaii.
And how long have you been employed as a district court clerk with the state of Hawaii?
As a district court clerk, about 8 or 9 years.
Can you please describe generally the nature of your employment or your duties as a district court clerk?
I prepare a written record of court proceedings. I file and certify documents, court documents. Prepare calendars, files.
And where do you commonly perform your duties?
Here, part-time in the courtroom, otherwise at my desk.
So at the South Kohala District Court?
Yeah,
And is that where we are present today?
yes.
Is the district court in South Kohala located in the district of South Kohala,
Yes, it is.
in the county and state of Hawaii? In your capacity as a court clerk in the South Kohala District Court for the state of Hawaii, have you come to know a person by the name of Jean Tamashiro?
Yes.
And how is it that you've come to know a person by the name of Jean Tamashiro?
Just by his appearances in court proceedings.
If you were to see Jean Tamashiro again, would you recognize him? If he's in the courtroom, can you please identify where he is located and something he's wearing?
He's seated directly across me. He has his hair in a ponytail and is wearing a black jacket.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that Ms. Matsumoto has identified the defendant as Jean Tamashiro.
Yes.
I'm not a defendant.
So, Mr. Tamashiro, any objection to State's Exhibit 2?
I have an objection to the fact that I am not being afforded my unalienable right to substantive due process. We had to pay, or I had to pay, along with other Hawaiians, $200 the other day, and looks like there's another $150. Is this something similar, or what's going on here? I don't know. Once again, I'll be happy to continue being cooperative, but you guys are making it very difficult, because I'm making a fundamental claim.
So do you
About
have
the-
an
about the
objection to-
jurisdiction of-
I've heard your position, sir.
Well, it's not a position. I
don't need to
bring
hear it
facts and
again.
evidence.
Do you have an
you've
objection?
read- I'm
I
sorry?
have read it. Do you have an objection to the Exhibit 2 coming into evidence that's been offered?
Do I have an objection? I
Yes.
have an objection by the fact that no one has provided facts and evidence that the state of Hawaii has lawful jurisdiction in Hawaii, or that I have done any harm in my activities while being lawful in my own country.
Okay, so State's going to receive, Court's going to receive Exhibit 2 into evidence over your objections, Mr. Tamashiro.
My question is real simple. You know, we all grew up here and we learned about Hawaiian history and law. And what we were taught has certainly been revealed not to be true in a very fundamental, important aspect.
Mr. Tamashiro,
Do you have, here comes the question.
Okay.
Thank you. Do you
Not too
have
late.
any knowledge, since you work for the state of Hawaii, that the state of Hawaii has actually proven with lawful evidence that it is lawful and has lawful jurisdiction in Hawaii? Do you have any evidence of that?
And our objection is to relevance.
It's not
Sustained.
relevant. I'm being dragged in here. Do you have any evidence that the state of Hawaii is lawful in Hawaii? Lawful evidence.
I'm going to sustain the objection based on relevance.
You're actually going to do that, Judge Hyatt, and this is all being recorded, and you don't mind.
I do not, sir. I feel that
You
it's the
don't
right
mind-
ruling.
you feel
So
like
if you
what?
have any more questions for the witness, you can ask the questions.
Okay, how about, does the truth matter in justice?
Objection is to relevance.
Sustained, and it's also argumentative, sir.
So you're saying she cannot answer that question?
That's correct. I'm sustaining the objection as to relevancy. So if there's a question you'd like to ask her about the exhibit that she's talked about or her role in that, you may. Otherwise, I'm going to excuse the witness.
Judge Hyatt, I was expecting a little more from you, please.
I'm not sure what you're expecting, sir. I was expecting a little more also. So if you have any questions that are relevant for the witness,
I'm being as
please ask
fundamental
them.
as a man can be to another human being. Does the truth matter?
So any redirect, Ms. Bailey?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you may step down. Thank you.
Aloha, everybody. Gene Tamashiro here again. And the main point of the courtroom video is to show that the State of Hawaii Corporation operating in Roman civil law, where the truth does not matter. And that is at the basis of due process. Substantive due process is that claims are respected, but truthful evidence is required. And every time I ask Judge Hyatt about, do you have any evidence, and you certainly never bring forward any, that the state of Hawaii has lawful jurisdiction in Hawaii, she always blew it off. At one point, she even says, I don't have to give you any proof. I don't have to give you proof. Or they don't even say anything. It goes in one ear and out the other. So honestly, at that point, when she blatantly disregards substantive due process, full disclosure, you know, I could turn around and I could tell the bailiff, arrest that woman. She swore an oath to serve and protect and honor that which is truthful. But in reality, she's not a judge. She's an administrator for the corporation. And the state of Hawaii is a corporation. It has its own Dun & Bradstreet number, just like all the departments in the state of Hawaii and in the federal corporation. So there's two kinds of law that we're here to clarify, and we've done that. There is man's corporate law, which is so often, unfortunately, a byproduct of politics and money. And then there's the Creator, Yahuwah's holy natural law, universal law. And the natural law is not influenced by politics and money. What matters there is truth and love. There's man's law, politics, money, and greed. And then there's God's law. Truth, love, aloha, that which is pono. So we're deciding, I've decided, Hawaiians of all colors must honor the covenant. It's our responsibility of God's law as codified in the Declaration of Rights, 1839. Now what's interesting to note is America also was founded, the United States was founded in God's law, 1776 Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Okay, so in both political venues, at the basis and foundation is God's law, is natural law. And because there is unity in the law, the potential for unity in the people is there. And that's how we're moving forward, building trust with all the judges. And I've, these past 7 years, I've met them all. I've met the police. We've met the county councils. Thank you, Jen Ruggles, for standing up and serving notice about Hawaii's true political status to all the judges in Hawaii. The President knows, the U.S. Attorney General knows, the United Nations letter from Dr. Desaias clarifying Hawaii's true political status. So ladies and gentlemen, we have the history, we have the law. We come forward in aloha truth. We do our verified claim, our declarations of truth. We do our demand for particulars, requiring of the state to show us who you are, where you think you are with evidence, and what is the law you're bound to. Okay, so now that we're clarifying status and the law, we know who we're talking to, and the next step is creating agreements for community or common unity events. It's not going to be a nation-to-nation settlement yet, but by building trust, clarifying status, clarifying the law, we can craft agreements for community events, activities, where those of us, natural law Hawaiians of all colors, protect and clarify our law, and at the same time, those agents and employees of the state corporation, they can satisfy their corporate law. Okay? Because transcendent of this law venue conundrum is the fact that we're all Keokua's kids. And we can do this. Hawaii is the Aloha Nation. And it's a big island, but it's a small community. So coming up in a couple of days, there will be another hearing, third floor in room 3E at 8 o'clock. That would be January 10th, Thursday. And if you can make it, come and show your support for natural law justice, because Hawaiian Kingdom is a natural law based constitutional monarchy. Okay, so I do believe, I do know in my heart, and a lot of people are standing up, because when the Creator said, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven," he wasn't joking. He will not forsake you. Stand in honor with aloha and watch how your world changes. It's that vibration, that spiritual truth that you emanate from inside, and the world changes, and we will manifest our sovereign nation, and we will do it in God's time, but very soon. Okay? So stay tuned. You got to stand up. You got to stand in honor. You can't just know about it and complain, or talk about it at the coffee table. You got to show up. Okay? So do that. We look forward to helping each other in protecting each other's unalienable rights. God bless you, and ahui ho. Thank you.